أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح.
Ahmed Tibi is the most senior Arab member of Israel's Knesset, having served since 1999, and is arguably one of the most rebellious and controversial opposition members. Tibi has set out to block Benjamin Netanyahu's re-election as prime minister in the 2019 Israel general election.
I am ready, we are ready to seize this opportunity to bring down the Likud.
In his election campaign slogan, Netanyahu, aka Bibi, actually used Tibi to scaremonger the Israeli public into voting for his Likud party, warning that it's either Bibi or Tibi. A gynecologist, Tibi was once an advisor to Palestinian President Yasser Arafat and was involved in the Palestine Liberation Organization, the PLO. He served in the Israeli Knesset as a representative of some 20% of Israel's population who are of Palestinian descent, alongside members like Hanin Zoabi and Ayman Auda.
نحن الذين بقينا في وطننا رغم النكبة ورغم سياسات التهجير.
We are part of the Palestinian people. There are three parts: Palestinians inside Israel, Palestinians in 67 areas, and Palestinians in the diaspora. But we are also citizens of the State of Israel.
These Arab-Israeli politicians, as Israel refers to them, ran in the 2015 Israeli general election under the Joint List Alliance, which united Israel's Arab-dominated political parties, making them the third largest faction in the Knesset.
تعالوا نتحد ونخوض الانتخابات بقائمة مشتركة.
The alliance was an effort to ensure the four Arab-dominated parties met the minimum threshold needed to sit in the Knesset. But as 2019 set in, Ahmed Tibi broke away from the alliance with his party Ta'al, or the Arab Movement for Renewal, bringing an end to the joint list.
ممنوع أن نخسر القائمة المشتركة. حتى الأخ أحمد طيبي الذي انشق عن القائمة أنا سأذهب إليه سأتحدث معه سنصل إلى معادلة.
Later, Tibi announced he would be running on a joint ticket for the 9th of April 2019 election with Hadash, the Democratic Front for Peace and Equality, or Al-Jabha in Arabic, led by Ayman Auda. The two boast a long political career and are running under the slogan Droves, reclaiming the controversial phrase used against the Palestinian community in Israel by Netanyahu during his 2015 election campaign.
שלטון הימין בסכנה. המצביעים הערבים מגיעים בכמויות אדירות לקלפי.
So where do Israeli Arab politicians stand in Israel? The Hadash-Ta'al alliance has a political interest in blocking the expansion of right-wing parties in Israel, like Netanyahu's Likud party, in an effort to serve the interests of the national indigenous community of Palestinians who face discrimination and systematic exclusion, as well as call for the end of the occupation of the West Bank and the Gaza Strip. To Arab-Israeli parties, the Israeli occupation and the illegal settlement expansion in the West Bank must end. If the government follows through on its desires to annex the West Bank without providing full equal rights to its Palestinian residents, Auda says, it won't be a new Nakba. It will be the continuation of one that has never fully ended. We choose peace and you choose apartheid. He also says that Israel needs to take responsibility for Gaza. The problem is the occupying state, Israel. They closed Gaza, threw the key into the sea, and said, "We're not responsible." Both Hadash and Ta'al strongly oppose US President Donald Trump's unilateral decision to move the US Embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem and recognize the Holy City as Israel's capital, disregarding any Palestinian claim to the city. Tibi described the embassy move as a slap to all Arabs and said Jerusalem will remain Arab and Palestinian with its churches, mosques and alleys.
كل قرار أيا كان هو قرار غير شرعي بجوهره لأنها أرض محتلة.
But most importantly, Arab-Israeli parties have jointly and strongly condemned the nation-state law passed in the Knesset in 2018, which defines Israel as the national home of the Jewish people, effectively denying Palestinians their right to self-determination and rendering them second-class citizens.
We cannot accept the definition of Israel as a Jewish state as long as we talk about justice.
Hadash-Ta'al are not the only predominantly Arab-Israeli parties running this election. Another Arab joint slate, Ra'am Balad, is also running under the leadership of Mansour Abbas. Joint list or not, Arab-Israeli politicians are all striving to serve the interests of Israel's Palestinian population by lobbying for equality for the Palestinian citizens, including fair distribution of resources, equal access to planning permits and job opportunities, and by calling for an end to the Israeli occupation of the Palestinian territories and the siege imposed on the Gaza Strip since 2007.
We, the Palestinian Arab minority in Israel, together with many Jewish partners, will continue fighting for a future of peace, equality, and democracy.